All right, it's January 19th, 2025. I did not get my update in last week. I've been pretty swamped. Yeah, where to start? So I had a big presentation I had to do for work. Did not go well. Not, I don't think because the work is wrong or anything like that. I think that how the information was put together was not effective at delivering where the value and stuff is, or to get alignment. So not the end of the world. It's one of those things where, like, as you're going through it and like getting the feedback, like after, you're like, oh man, that feels bad. But I think it's really good to reflect on. And we're essentially going to be doing a V2 of that so that we can, like, given the feedback we had and like where we missed, I think that we can transform that. So yeah, it's frustrating and like feels bad, but I think this is like what happens when you have constructive feedback, right? It's like you can take that and be upset about it, or you can do something with it that's positive. So the good news is that, like, in terms of the content, I don't feel like the feedback was, hey, this is wrong. I think that when we were getting questions and stuff, it was more like, I don't see how this lines up with, like, how X lines up with Y. And it's like, okay, that's in my opinion, just a messaging thing. So um, doesn't feel good. Was really hoping that that would be something that landed positively. But I think that there's a path forward on that. So I'm just, without giving you the details, right, I'm just trying to share that that's something that I was putting a lot of time and effort into, to the point where, I had days that were over 12 hours, multiple days that were over 12 hours at the office this past week. Um, so, yeah, very time consuming, and then kind of a not super exciting outcome. So that's that. But we got a path forward, so I feel okay about that. Where to go next? Let's talk Brand Ghost for a bit. We I think over the past couple of weeks we've had a bunch of different things pop up where we're seeing comparable stuff. We're kind of like, this is going to be something that constantly happens where it's like, oh man, like someone beat us on this, someone beat us on that. But it's kind of like, while it's crappy to see, at the same time it's like, that means that we don't have to go prove the, like, a market fit or anything like that. It's like they've proven the values there. Great, let's save some time and not have to prove it ourselves. Like, we can go build. So the reason I'm sharing that is because that can be like, if you haven't gone through something like that where you're pouring time into something and then seeing someone else who has done it, and it's like you feel very defeated, and to have like a bunch of those strung together is like, can really affect, the only way I can describe that is like momentum, right? Feels very bad. I just realized I didn't turn on my other lights here, but this is the bright one on me. So it can really hurt, but at the same time, it's like, just can't take our eyes off of the direction we're trying to go. So so that's good. We have released a couple things. So we'll unfortunately, the TikTok news is like, we have TikTok that we made available, but and that's been in our platform for a while, but I don't think is like a first class thing for other users to access. So the ban in the US makes that tricky, but or I guess Trump is saying when he's in office on Monday, so tomorrow, he plans to extend that for another 90 days. Otherwise, we'll probably have to get creative, because I think our hostings in the US, and I'm assuming that the APIs are blocked. So that's a problem. So we'll figure that out. But I didn't want to rush into it. If it's going to be extended for 90 days, that gives us 90 days to figure out a solution, or not have to figure out a solution. So there's that. We have YouTube, which we are like releasing for other users. Again, that's been in the product for a while, but we had to go. Took us ages to get the quota upped for other users because the limit was like a couple of videos per day, and that doesn't work as a platform. So that will be available. We have launched our aggregate feed, which is really cool. So you can see for now Blue Sky, Threads, and Twitter comments on your posts in one spot, so you can reply to them very easily. So that's pretty cool. I use that personally. I responded to 55 comments on posts in a few minutes, like 10 minutes or so, maybe 15. And it was cool because by the time I got through 55, I had 5 more that came in. And it's all in one screen, all in one spot. So just like an absurd time saver for me. So very excited about that. I have started to work on YouTube comments for the same type of feed. So if you're a video creator and you want to respond to comments on your videos, be a huge boost instead of trying to scroll through threads, or just the fact that if you're going between multiple apps to respond to your social media engagement, it's in one spot. Like, it is such such a time saver. It seems funny because if you're like, oh, like it's not so bad to go open up Twitter and go respond to comments on your stuff. Like, once you're on the social media platform, like, it's a black hole for me at least. God. So we got a lot of movement on Brand Ghost. We just did a little promotion to get some visibility, and that worked out really well. I think we had the most signups in a short period of time, like in the time window that we've ever seen. So maybe that'll be an experiment we repeat again. So that was really cool. So I'm interested in exploring that a little bit more, but we're kind of waiting for the data to trickle in to see. But overall, pretty cool. What else? What else? What else? Oh, and then I'm on the technical side. I am working on something. The best way to explain this is like it's RSS feed integration. So, for example, if you're publishing content to other sites, uploading Spotify podcasts, uploading YouTube videos, you're publishing stuff to Substack or your own blog. Generally, these types of sites, if it's your own blog, you have to make it yourself or it's on the platform. But generally, these sites have like RSS feeds. And if you're not familiar with an RSS feed, it's basically like an XML format that kind of indicates to programmatic consumers that there is new content so they can watch for content updates. So I'm integrating RSS feeds into Brand Ghost so that we can pull in content. We can take an action when the feed updates. So for me, that means if I upload a YouTube video, I can now make a post about it automatically to all of my social media sites, accounts, sorry. And then I can add it to a topic stream that I have so that in the future, it will automatically, like when it gets to that content, will share out, hey, like, watch this YouTube video. So that's going to be a huge one for me. It's one of the spots right now that I cannot keep up with. So, for example, my Spotify podcast, I haven't uploaded 3 of them to Spotify. And then when I do, I also need to add them into a topic stream. And it's like, I'm trying to reduce the amount of work that I have to do when creating content to keep it kind of constantly posting. So this is a huge step. So I'll publish that soon, but it's going to be internal for a while until we can build a user experience around customizing that. But very excited about that. But I think that's it for Brand Ghost. Otherwise, Dev Leader, I am getting a course done. It's a short course. I'm probably going to do almost all of it today, which is going to be a lot of work, but it's a short one. I think the last course that Ryan, and this is with Ryan Murphy again, the last course we did together, it was also supposed to be a short one, and it ended up being like almost twice as long. So we told ourselves, hey, this one's a shorter one. Stick to it. So I think it's especially my bad because I talk a lot. So I got to reel that in when I'm recording today, and we'll keep it short. But I'm excited for that. That'll be the first course of this year to get launched. So pretty cool. What else? I think I did issue number 79 for Dev Leader Weekly, the newsletter. So that's cool. Trying to get my momentum back up for Dev Leader YouTube videos. So I had a bit of a kind of a, I don't want to say a break over the holidays, but I was sick. I couldn't record anything for like 2 weeks because my voice. But like the metrics show, like the channel just like plummeted, and very disheartening to see because it's like you put in so much work and like to see the momentum just disappear. So that sucked. So that's recovering. So I know like I have a whiteboard full of video topics to go make. So that's cool. And then the other thing, this it's more than an experiment now, I guess. So Code Commute is the second YouTube channel I have. It's just completely dominating my first one in terms of watch time. So I'm at the point now where between both channels, I'm doing about 12 to 15 YouTube videos a week, which is insane compared to when I started. I said I'm going to set a goal for 3 YouTube videos. That's not including this one, by the way. Like I don't even, and this is one a week that I've been doing almost perfectly consistently for, this will be the third year I'm doing it. So, yeah, this is just like kind of an accountability journal, I guess. But yeah, it's a lot of YouTube videos. That includes my live stream that I do on Mondays. But only the dev leader ones get edited. But where I'm going with this is like the sort of the experiment I wanted to try was that I could do stream of consciousness topics on Code Commute. I could write my newsletter on one of those topics. I could then do a live stream on the newsletter. And then based on all of that, now I have stream of consciousness, I have a live stream and a newsletter. That's 3 different variations of the same topic. Now I can go make a polished video about that for YouTube. So I can take one idea and do 4 things with it. From there, I can carve out shorts. Voila. So that's pretty exciting in terms of just being able to stay on top of creating content. But Code Commute is crushing my main channel. It's at, in terms of subscribers, it's still behind, but it's like almost 1,400 subscribers. It's been monetized. It makes comparatively makes more money than my main channel. Like when you, if you're not a YouTube creator, ad revenue is not. We're talking like a couple of dollars a day. But I had like for the first time, I had like a $14 day. That's like significantly more. if I could if I could make $14 a day or $10 a day on my YouTube channel, on both YouTube channels, it would pay for my editing. And I would be sort of, what's the word, like neutral on cost, right? I'm not there. So I need to, basically for me to be breaking even, I need to have roughly $10 a day for both channels together. And that would be roughly like $600 a month. I think that would cover, get me to, and it's not exactly the same for costs for editing, but that would make me in a good spot where I'm not like just losing money on editing. So that would be kind of cool. But again, most people will say, hey, if you're serious about YouTube and content creation, the money's not in the ad revenue, the money's in sponsorships. So it might be kind of cool to see if I can get a sponsor for Code Commute now that I have more visibility there. But it's a small channel still, so we'll see. But anyway, I think that's probably it. I want to get back into writing blog posts, but we need to get Brand Ghost to a spot, which is kind of, just I'll briefly mention this. We're trying to do cold calling in terms, it's not actually calling, but like inboxing, right? With Brand Ghost, and also try not to neglect like organic. So having like blog posts and stuff like that. But that's going to mean that when we, and hopefully this helps the other developers on Brand Ghost kind of realize like blog posts are a different type of content creation that we're not touching in Brand Ghost. And I had a bit of a system for publishing blog posts and then like it's called like syndication to share it on other sites and stuff. And I could not, to work on Brand Ghost, I could not keep up with writing blog posts as well. But I think that if we can build enhancements into Brand Ghost that help with blog posts, I think there could be something really awesome there. And I'm hoping that kind of, I talk about this, maybe I don't make enough content about this, but I talk about like before automating things, you kind of have to like feel the pain a little bit. And then you're like, okay, like now I know where I need to focus attention. And I have a feeling that by trying to create blog posts and stuff and share them, we'll be like, man, like it kind of sucks to do this or to do that. And it's like, yeah, like that's where Brand Ghost should be able to step in and make that better. How do we make posts out of your blog posts and stuff like that? So I think that's going to be a bit of a, call it like a transformative thing for some of the people on the team. Not that I think they can't rationalize it, but they haven't felt going through that yet to go, okay, like now I'm going to form some opinions about it versus like kind of speculating about it, if that makes sense. So pretty excited for that, but I'll wrap it up here. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time. Take care.